Hey, how's it going, everybody? Welcome back to Expose. I'm Ivan Okuda, and today we are going to remove the stringer from this fine bodyboard right here. Why? Because I want to see exactly what does the stringer look like, and we're about to find this out. Right behind me, I have this fine vector bodyboard, round nose drop knee board. It actually has two stringers in it. No, we're not going to remove this one. This board is actually working really good. You know, previously I was against stringers, but check this out. This board, two stringers, it actually has maybe just the right amount of flex. Maybe, or maybe not. But we'll find out. I need to see what is in this board, because why? Why don't we take it apart? Why don't we check out the flex on this board? Oh, this one has the same amount of flex on this board as the two stringer. So, you know, this board actually has a little bit of flex. But the true test is to check out the stringer to see if it does have any flex. So, these are the tools that I got. Gotta have glasses because I'm old and I can't see. I got myself a sewing needle. I got my utility knife, a long screwdriver, and a pliers. First thing we're gonna do is I am gonna find the end of the stringer. And let's see. I think I found it earlier, but right here, I'm gonna poke a hole right here and notice that it doesn't go all the way through. So I found the stringer. Now I need to find the end of the stringer, and this actually goes all the way down. So yes, I previously did find the stringer. I'm not that good, but I found the end. So we got one stringer, the tip is over there, and the other end, let's see if I can find that hole. Let's say I poke it over here. This goes all the way down, so this is not the end. And of course, I previously found the other end. So right here, we got two ends. Looking at this, that's the distance of the stringers. It's a pretty big stringer, actually. Look at that. It goes all the way there. So, next thing to do is I am gonna find the access panel, the access hole over here. So I'll take this out before I poke my eye, and take my utility knife. Let's see if I can get a nice cut. Now, I'm not gonna remove the whole tail or the piece of the foam. I'm just gonna make like a little door so it flaps open to get access to that door. So I have to remember to not cut a perfect box, but to make it like a U shape. And so, assuming that the stringer is a round one, I'm just gonna cut a little bit past the diameter of that stringer. Maybe I'll go 1 inch. I'll assume it's a 1 inch stringer. So I'm gonna take it out from right here, make a 1 inch incision. That might be 1.5 inches, but whatever. So I'm gonna cut it up 1 inch. And cut it up 1 inch. And then I'm going to create a flap. Let's see if I can make this thing flap open. Move that away. Well, well, well. Take a look at that. Aha! It's pretty right on the money. I will show you what we're talking about here. I'm going to create the flap so that it can flap open. And it looks like I got to go a little bit higher on the flap. Just remember, you don't actually have to remove it, because you want to save that piece. And so there we go. And cool, check out this. Let me slice this. This has a little dowel, a filler, if you will, to fill up the hole from the stringer. I'm gonna try and save that stringer, that dowel piece. So we're removing it. That's so small. But whatever, we're gonna save this. It's like a little plug. Save that. And looking inside, there's another plug. All right, so there's more of this foam in here. I know that it's pretty far, it's pretty close. Right here is the end of the stringer, so I have this much to pull out. My pliers, I don't think it's gonna be able to pull it out this far, because it, anyway. And I have to create a huge ass hole now, because if this is the size of the stringer, that's a pretty big hole. What I'm gonna do, maybe I'm wrong about it, remove this. I'm gonna make a slice over here on top of the stringer, slice it so that I can use my screwdriver to push it, just to push it. And it'll be just the size of this screwdriver, the hole. It's not big like a plug or anything. And so we're gonna use sponge res to fill up the hole anyway. So, dude, I'm just doing any kind, man, whatever, right? Let's just try it. So I'm gonna slice a hole here. Probably go down a couple inches, just so I can get my screwdriver in to push the stringer down the line. So we take the screwdriver here, a thin screwdriver. I use a screwdriver just because I think it's more sturdy than using my needle. And I will push it down. I'm gonna have to get past the tip. I can hear it moving as I'm pushing it out. So there's hope. Whoa, 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 whoa. It's pretty dangerous, people. You could cut your vein doing this. But whatever. Let's see here. Still there, still there, still there. Now, you know what? That's not working for me. So now I'm gonna push it this way. So I'm gonna find the tip of that stringer and just push it down. Yep, it seems to be moving, so that's a good thing. I think it's moving. Let's see how far did it get so far. It's moving. So we are moving here. Okay, I got the end. Okay, I hear a lot of movement, so that's a good thing. Or it could be just busting through the bottom of the board. No, it seems to be working. Oh, look at that. I found another little plug. Another little plug there. I actually see the stringer. There is hope. You know what I'm thinking? I'm thinking this. I can probably grab it now. I see the cap. I don't want to make the hole too big, so I'm just going to continue to push it through this little slice that I can fill up with sponge res. Now, here's an interesting thought as we're doing this. Why do you suppose the stringer is even necessary on this core? I mean, hey, the newer materials are so much better than our cell. Really? So if it's so much better, why does it need a stringer? Why do you suppose that is? Could it be that without a stringer, this core is just banana? It's like the old Aussie, just super flexible with no structure, no firmness, no memory, no nothing. That's what I'm really curious about. So maybe that's why they put stringers. Or is it because stringers really make your board that much faster? And to tell you the truth, I've been riding these vector boards and they're so fast. Truthfully, I can't handle this speed. I actually take off on a good sized wave and I'm going so fast that I'm like, whoa, I fall down, I'm out of control. So I have to figure out, how do I slow this board down? Because I'm just moving so fast. So today I was at Turtle Bay. It was really nice waves, pretty large. I think it was about 3 to 5 feet. And I took off on a nice head high wave, and it has so much power out there that I figured, how am I going to slow this down? If it's too stiff, I can't just make a quick turn. I'll just go out of control. So what I did was I pulled up on my leash and I flexed that board, and it created a stall. So back in the day, I used to do that same thing, is use the flex to slow down. And I believe that with a little bit of flex, you can always slow down and control yourself, maintaining the speed that you want. So now check this out, folks. We actually have found it's kind of a small, this is the stringer. I believe that I made minimal amount of damage. This could be easily filled with sponge res. And same thing with this, I left the flap so I can sponge res that with this plug. And so this, I believe this could be the process of removing stringers. Now, take a look at this stringer here. It's crazy. Oh, look, it's hollow. It's actually pretty hollow here. It's a hollow piece of something. Oh no, maybe it's not hollow. It looks like they filled it with something. It feels spongy, like a caulking silicone. I believe this is silicone filled inside of this bar. And the bar is pretty straight. The real test here, my friends, is does it have flex? Two possibilities. If it doesn't have flex, then why does this board even have flex? I mean, if it doesn't have flex, but yet the board has flex, is it the bar that's flexing, or is it the core inside here? Right now, this is a real tight fit. It's a real tight fit around this. The core is tight around this this stringer. So I'm assuming that people are waiting for the board to break in. What are they trying to break? They're probably breaking the core. They're probably creating a space around the stringer. So if it's tight, it's not going to flex. But if you have space, then the stringer has room to move. Your board has room to move. And I believe that breaking it in is creating this space around the core. And so, what's the solution here? We don't know if this is stiff yet. I haven't tested it. But if it is stiff, and you have to wait for your board to break in to have that magic flex, why not use a stringer that has flex? You don't know yet. Does this stringer have flex? So those are two possibilities. Possibility is it has flex, so therefore it creates a really nice recoil flex desired board. But if this does not have flex, then you are just waiting for your board to break in. You're waiting for your board to have space. And so to me, it doesn't make sense. And another thing I'm curious about is the core. Right now, I didn't test the flexibility of this core. Does the core have flex? Is it just a piece of old school Aussie that just and they put a stringer in to control it? Why is there a stringer in boards? Our cells were awesome back in the day, and it felt really nice. And of course, they don't last forever, which is another point of mine. Why would you want to make boards that last for years? How are you going to make money as a manufacturer? But anyway, okay, we're going to get ahead of ourselves. So the time is now. Let's test out the flex of this stringer, shall we? All right, let's test it out. You know what I'm trying to do. It didn't work. So I'm going to flex it. This is what every bodyboarder out there with a brand new board does. They get their board, they try it, they pearl dive, it's too stiff. What do? They put it over their head and they try to flex it. You know what? The only thing flexing is my head. This has zero flex. Let me try bending over my knee here. I don't know if you can see that. Oh, look. It actually does have a little bit of flex. If you put your knee, it has a little bit of flex. So, it does have flexibility if you put your knee on the center of this stringer. But is this where your knee goes? No, your knee is way the hell back here. So let's see if we can flex it with your knee way back here. Hey, you know what? It actually does have some flex. That's crazy. So, you know what? Perhaps the manufacturers have found the perfect stringer for boards. It does have flex, but it's super stiff as hell. So I think the combination is this. It does have a little bit of flex. I think if your board breaks in, the core that surrounds this has a little bit of space. It will also create that much more flex. So I guess stringers are a good thing. And as I've been noticing that this board is starting to really work really well for me, and I really didn't like the stiffness, but as the waves get bigger, it does seem to have a desire to be stiff. I think stiffness is good for larger waves, and especially now that I'm learning to pull up on my leash, I'm pulling on it like crazy, and that's going to create flex as well. So I think the combination of stringers is a good thing. But personally, as an old school rider, I like flex. So let's find out now, shall we? And close this up. Close up this utility knife. Bring out my story needle. So here we go, folks. The moment of truth. Does this board have a good flex like the 90s, baby? Okay, here we go. Let's see here. What the heck, dude? It's so stiff. Not. Look at this. I love it. Bro, this is the flex we want. And it goes back. There's no crease in here. Apparently, according by the looks of it, it has an X flex, whatever mesh. So it does have that. I'm wondering if this top also has the mesh on the top. Let me just poke a hole here. Let me see what's underneath this core. On the top part, I don't think there's a flex. I didn't cut through any mesh on this, so I don't think there's a flex, or is there? Yeah, I don't see any black mesh unless the mesh is a white color like the core. So I'm assuming the bottom has the mesh because you can tell by the pattern. And I tell you, this board has crazy flex. It might be too much now because it really is broken in. So the combination of stringer, mesh, it's super stiff. It was too stiff for my son. And you know what? I'm gonna ride it like this. I want my son to appreciate flex. And if he ever pearls dive, maybe he just gotta pull up on the nose a little bit. And so, wow, this board is crazy. Yeah, I like it with no flex. I mean, with flex. So I'm gonna leave the stringer out, put the sponge res on here, protect it, and yeah, it's crazy. There you go, folks. We have the stringer. It looks like a piece of plastic, actually. It's not metal. Plastic filled with a silicone property, and yeah, this one is plastic. You know what I think would work better is a spear gun. You know those yellow rods? Because my son has one, and it has flex. I think it probably would probably be the same, actually, because it's the same. If you shorten out that spear gun, the 3-prong, it probably would have the same properties. There you have it, folks. The stringer removed from this board. I didn't destroy this board. This board is still manageable. I can easily sponge res the holes and sponge res the flap, and I got a plug. And so, in conclusion, my friends, this board has a double stringer. So I'm assuming from my friend Lionel, he said that the double stringers are approximately 1 foot, 12 inches away from the center. So right around here, it's got 2 stringers. I don't know how long they are, but I'm assuming that the stringer must pass the elbow and must pass the knee. But it does have a flex. So this board is working really good, folks. So stay tuned, because we have some more ideas that we're going to work on for the next episode. I think you'll be very interested to hear about what we're going to show next. I'll be showing little videos on the next process, which is a CBD, some kind of video that shows interesting water flow off a surfboard. And we're going to be showing that on the next episode of Expose. Here you go, folks. The magic board here. And this board Without the stringer, we'll find out if this is going to be the new magic board. I'm going to actually drop knee on this bad boy. Maybe I might use this board to do a little alterations. Coming up next episode, I'm Ivan Okuda.